All right, so you got a husband, you got a boyfriend, you dark skinned. So what? I don't care. So what? So frustrated right now. Rashida Strober, the world's first and only dark skinned activist, the architect, the designer, the inventor of the very first platform in history for the eradication of colorism, of dark skin discrimination, and of what I have coined darkism. I'm the first person on YouTube to create a platform, to create a channel, to speak out against colorism. Anybody talking about colorism on YouTube, social media, and reality TV, you're copying me. You're not the dark skin activist. I started this and y'all stole. I'm getting that off my chest every time before I even go into what I got to say. So that's what it is. You don't like it? Too bad. Tough. I'm going to speak my piece. I started dark skin activism back in 1998 before social media was invented. I started dark skin activism from my heart and soul because of the fact there was no dark skin activists. There was nobody speaking about colorism. There was no concerted movement with the goal and objective of eliminating darkism, of eliminating colorism. Dark skin activism created by me, Rashida Strober, yours truly, is the first. I don't care who you watched on YouTube. That person watched somebody that watched somebody that watched somebody that watched Rashida Strober, the world's first and only dark skin activist, invented the game in 1998. The website is darkskinactivist.com. Once again, darkskinactivist.com. Also, I want to let everybody know I'm suing Tommy Sotomayor for copyright infringement. I was forced to sue him after sending him a cease and desist letter to stop infringing on my intellectual property. He refused, and now I am leading up this lawsuit. And I want y'all to join me in this, support me by making a financial contribution to help me keep my case going. I'm not the first person he's done this to. I'm probably the first person to file a lawsuit, and I want y'all to support this. And this all stemmed from, of course, my work as the dark skin activist. Now, how can you support? You can go to my Cash App, $Rashidalala. Once again, that Cash App is $Rashidalala. And everything in terms of how you can support me financially, you'll be able to find it in the description to this live. And I'm also going to put it in the chat box. My PayPal is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. Once again, that is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. Hold on one second, y'all, because I got to go back in and enable the chat. Give me a second. There we go. Let's see. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that interruption, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back. Okay, so now that I got that out of the way, I want to get into the meat of why I'm making this video. I'm so frustrated with a lot of dark-skinned women. I am literally like floored by some of the things that I hear them say on social media that goes against their interests. Now, I'm putting aside y'all copying me because a lot of y'all done copied me and stolen from me. I'm put that aside for right now. What I'm focused on right now is dark-skinned women going against their own self-interest and going against the self-interest of other oppressed Black women because they may be in a better position. They may be in a more privileged position. And I don't like that. I don't like the lack of empathy. I don't like the lack of, just there's just a general lack of care that I see a lot of Black women have. And my thing is this, and we're talking about the whole of Black women. And what I want to do right now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen with you guys, because sometimes I do like to give a visual. I'm going to share my screen. Give me a second here. Give me a second. So tonight I was on my Facebook These are just some pictures, of course, of some black couples. But let me tell y'all what prompted this whole live, and I ain't gonna be on here long. I was on my Facebook tonight, and I made a post, and I believe that this is the post. I don't want to go into it too much, but this is my post right here that I made. I said, dark-skinned black women can be the nicest, most caring, kind, pretty woman in the world, and a black man still won't marry her. Okay? And I'm not going to show that black woman's name that said that to me. I'm not going to do it, but I mean, y'all could easily go onto my Facebook page and you'll see. It's not that big of a deal, but I'm not going to show it. I'm not going to put it up there. The thing is this. There are always going to be outliers. There's always going to be outliers. Okay? There's going to be people that in a group of oppressed people that are not necessarily experiencing the oppression that the group is experiencing. But that doesn't mean that you need to throw it in their face, rub it in their face. You can't empathize, because what this black woman did, and I'm not talking about any of these people. These are just some pictures of some black couples up here, which I'm happy to see. Beautiful black couples. Okay. But the thing is this black woman who responded to me, she came onto my post, and she is a dark-skinned black woman. She's a dark-skinned black woman, and she sat there and she bragged. She bragged about having 3 husbands. 3 husbands. As if you throwing it up in my face that, well, I got me a man. I'm good. I ain't worried about the rest of y'all. That is a selfish attitude to take. And that's the reason why, y'all, we as a people we have a hard time getting anywhere. We have a hard time getting anywhere and accomplishing anything because there's so many of us in that group. We can't sympathize. And that's what makes me so mad with some of these women, these females, because that's going back to the plagiarizing thing. They'll sit there and get angry with me all day and tell me how wrong I am, but then you'll turn around and steal my content. You'll steal my ideas. You know, it's so hypocritical to sit here and know. Here's the thing. Black dark-skinned women, y'all know what it is. Y'all try to sit up there and act like y'all don't, and I used to give y'all a pass. I told y'all I've been doing dark-skin activism before anybody talked about dark skin. I've been a dark-skin activist. This ain't nothing new for me. I ain't had to watch a person channel and steal like countless people online have stolen from me. I've been doing my dark-skin activism talks and my dark-skin activist tour for years. Really, I started back in 2005. That's before YouTube and social media. And on my dark-skin activist tour, I never forget, there was a dark-skinned woman that came to one of my plays at the Royal Theater in St. Petersburg. I will never forget her. This was about 10 years ago. And I was performing my characters from my play, A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge. Right? And after the play was done, I always do an audience talk back. That's like characteristic of all my shows. Okay? And this dark-skinned woman did exactly what the ones on social media do today. Y'all are just, and I gave her a pass. I said, the woman that paid to see my show, I've always respectfully allowed people to speak their piece. I've always been that type of person. But I'm tired of y'all shit. Because some of y'all are straight up selfish. But this black woman at my show, she sat there after I performed all my characters and told the story of what dark-skinned women go through. Again, I am the first person to do this. Everybody else is stealing from me. You're not the dark-skinned activist. But this dark-skinned woman sat in there. She sat there and said, I remember she was dark-skinned. She was very pretty. She had long, straight hair. I don't know if it was weave. I don't know what the deal was. I can't tell y'all what that was all about. But I remember, and she said, I've never experienced that. Oh, that's interesting. She went into her dark-skinned ballet girl. Oh, I don't know what that is. And I just stood there and looked at her and thanked her. Yeah, I just, let us speak her piece. And Lord have mercy, Jesus, y'all. I just never forgot her indifference and the way that she pretended that darkism doesn't exist. Okay. The way that it was really very selfish to me. That's what I was kind of thinking in my head. But again, out of respect for the people that come to my show, when I do my audience talk back, I am the type of person that will, like I said, always allow a person to speak their piece. I'm not going to sit there and disrespect them, even if I disagree with them. Let them speak their piece. That's how I've always been. And so it was no different with her. So, but I there's a lot of triggers that I have because I've let dark-skinned women get away with the disrespect towards me for so long out of love for them, but they don't got no love for me because they be stealing from me, stealing my work and plagiarizing me. There's no real love there. I can't sit there and say that I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. But the whole thing is this. I've always given them a pass and I've always been very respectful. But as of late, I'm just so sick and tired of some of these dark-skinned women being disrespectful towards other dark-skinned women in terms of denying the fact that there are a lot of other dark-skinned women that are experiencing darkism. I mean, that, in relationships, just because you have a man, just because like that, the one dark-skinned woman on here that came on my Facebook page, y'all, she was like, she had 3 husbands. And I'm like, wait a minute, where'd that come from? You're what you really are is an outlier. You are an outlier. Because there are a lot of Black women, dark-skinned Black women out there that do not have what you have. And you mean to tell me that you can't, let me share my screen again. You mean to tell me that you can't empathize with the plight of, a dark-skinned woman that doesn't have a man just because you have a man, just because you married? She was bragging. She to me, that's bragging. You sitting up there bragging. You trying to make it seem like I'm different. I'm the different dark-skinned woman. But then again, y'all be sitting up here copying. Y'all need to get it together. Y'all need to get it together. Straight from the gate. Thank you for joining. In Jacksonville, hello, how you doing? Thank you for everybody that's watching, even the people that are not not saying anything in the chat. It's all good. Straight from the gate said, I don't encourage amplifying colorism in the Black community. It's kind of counterproductive. I'm a professor at JC, and this often comes up in discussion in my class. And I understand that. I'm against it myself. And I'm going to say to you that denying darkism, I'm going to call it darkism. I'm talking about darkism. I got to distinguish because people have plagiarized me and I'm so sick of it. Like I said, the same people that be disagreeing with me, they'll turn around and go and create content based off of my content. It's insane. The contradictions abound. Anyway, denying darkism doesn't help the situation. Bragging that you're a dark-skinned woman that has a man, or you've been married 3 times. You're bragging. You're throwing it up in to me. Listen, these are my thoughts and ideas, my original ideas that come from my head. I don't watch other people. I like to keep my shit pure. Okay, y'all. This is my original thought process. I've been a dark skin activist. I've been doing this for a long time. I don't have to copy nobody. I'm telling you, these people are copying me, and I already know they are. They've been doing it for a number of years. They know they don't care about no colorism. They didn't care about it until I brought it to the fore. Anyway, you sit up there bragging about it, you are perpetuating it. You want to sit there and act like it don't exist, and you want to sit there and brag that you got a man and you got a husband. So what? What, you want a doggy biscuit for it? Dark-skinned women, do you want a doggy biscuit because you have a husband or a man? Is that what you want? I mean, I'm really trying to understand this here. I feel like y'all are selfish. I feel like the ones that sit there and deny darkism and the difficulty in finding a mate for other dark-skinned women, because just as you got one, I feel like you dark-skinned women are absolutely selfish. You only care about yourselves and your own well-being when you should care about the aggregate. Even though I complain and I speak my piece about dark-skinned women and Black women plagiarizing me, I still care about the aggregate of dark-skinned and Black women. You're not gonna, just because you plagiarize and steal from me, I'm not gonna let nobody take me off my mission that God gave me. You're never gonna do that. Then you win. The devil wins. That ain't gonna happen. The devil wins, and the devil is not gonna win against what is right, what God put in me to do. I still care about the aggregate of dark-skinned Black women worldwide, of Black women worldwide. I still care. I'm not gonna say I was married for 10 years. I didn't go around bragging, going, "Ooh, I got me a man." What the hell? It's just selfish. And 10 years ago, I told y'all I'm a dark-skinned introvert. I know y'all don't believe that, but I didn't say nothing when that dark-skinned woman came up in my play acting like she didn't know darkism exists with her bougie self. Yes, she was acting bougie. I was so respectful towards her. I'm not on that no more because y'all been disrespecting me for years. Fuck that. I could drop dead today or tomorrow. Y'all need to get told what it is. Y'all full of it. Y'all are full of it. Y'all sit up on YouTube with the BS. You come on Facebook with the BS. Some of y'all are so selfish. You only care about yourself. That's the problem with our community. Self-interested people. Shout out to Star in the morning. Star Chamber. He's the one that made me aware of Ayn Rand. Shout out to Star. I've been on his platform multiple times, probably about 2 years ago. And I read his book, The Objective Hater. Okay. And that's where I was introduced to the philosopher Ayn Rand. And in my book, Token Dark Girl, the It Dark Girl of the Moment, which everybody should be reading. Token Dark Girl, the It Dark Girl of the Moment. Give me a second here. See something here. If I could go real briefly to my book. In my book, Token Dark Girl, the It Dark Girl of the Moment. And by the way, my website is darkskinactivist.com. Once again, darkskinactivist.com. If you scroll on down, you can actually get a free ebook copy of my book, Darkism. But y'all need to make a donation as well. You can get a free ebook copy. You sign up for it. My Cash App is there, $rashidalala, the PayPal, icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. You can make a donation as well if you're feeling generous. But my book, Token Dark Girl, the It Dark Girl of the Moment. In the book, I talk a little bit about Ayn Rand. And again, I like to give credit to where it's due. I learned about Ayn Rand first from Star and reading his book, The Objective Hater, which is a very good book. And Ayn Rand has a theory called objectivism. And in my book, Token Dark Girl, I pretty much applied the concept of Ayn Rand's, which I don't agree with, but I don't have to agree with someone in order to understand their theory, their paradigm, their hypothesis. I don't have to agree. Ayn Rand's theory of objectivism, I applied it to the question of whether or not dark-skinned women operate within their own interest, because basically objectivism, she's saying that you should go out and do what pleases you. That's the greatest thing that a human being can do, is basically to please themselves, which I don't agree with that. But I had to ask the question in my book, Token Dark Girl, and I analyzed it from a dark-skinned female perspective. In my book, Token Dark Girl, the It Dark Girl of the Moment, then looking at the token dark girls I named, some of which people like Oprah Winfrey, the token dark girl of mass media. Should dark-skinned females focus only on themselves and achieving what they want? Or should we be concerned with the aggregate? And that takes me back to Michelle Obama. I remember when Michelle Obama, when Barack Obama back in, I believe, somewhere around 2008, when he first came on the scene and with the running for the presidency, and you know, the white mass media, they did try to make her look bad. They published her thesis, her Princeton thesis. And but it backfired, because I went and read Michelle Obama's Princeton thesis when she was like, I think 20 years old. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And it made me a fan. When I read her thesis, I became a fan of Michelle Obama, because when a person is that young and that's their thought process, that's pure. It's not fake. They ain't had enough time to be manipulated and learn the wicked ways of the world. That came from her heart. And I remember reading her thesis, and Michelle Obama is I would say anti-objectivism. That's the conclusion I came to when I thought back to Michelle Obama's thesis and compared it to Ayn Rand's objectivism, the selfish thing, be selfish, individualism. Anyway, Michelle Obama's thesis, the main point that she was making, and I'm paraphrasing, y'all can go and Google her thesis and look it up. Anyway, I am paraphrasing. Basically, she asked the question, should a Black person who obtains an Ivy League education, she was at Princeton, that's an Ivy League school, should they take their education and use it for their own selfish objectives and goals and personal fulfillment? Or should they take that education and go back to the community and uplift the community? And Michelle Obama came to the conclusion, and she presented some excellent arguments within that thesis. Go read it. I read this thing. This was years ago. I read it. Like, I was just like amazed. And I said, this woman is on her Black power shit. Hey, this is great. She came to the conclusion that she should take that Ivy League education and go back to the community. That's why I said it's antithetical to Ayn Rand's objectivism of basically selfishness. Think about yourself. But in the book Token Dark Girl, I'm grappling with the question of would it be beneficial, because nobody seems to give a damn about dark-skinned females. So I grappled with the question of whether or not objectivism, Ayn Rand's theory of objectivism, is actually good for dark-skinned girls. And looking at the tokens, because the tokens that I named in the book, the token dark girls I named in my book, they exercised objectivism in a lot of ways. Yeah, they did. I ain't mad at them. I'm just analyzing this from an intellectual point of view, because it was an interesting question to me. But then I go back and I think about Michelle Obama saying, hey, I'm gonna take my Ivy League education and go back into the community and the benefits. That's just to me, that's just a more noble thing to do. But the people like that, and Michelle Obama, thank God she rose to the top. The people like that, though, usually the grassroots folks that care about the people don't care about them. You understand? And I remember Michelle Obama, she didn't even want her husband to be in politics. Y'all don't believe me? Go do your research. She didn't want him to be in politics, but that's her husband. She had to, she went along and supported it. But it's just an interesting, and again, I am grappling with Ayn Rand's theory of objectivism as it relates to dark-skinned women. I am not. It's not over. I'm always thinking about these things constantly. My background, for those of you that don't know, I have a master's degree in political science from the University of South Florida. I taught American national government for about 2 years at the college level. You dealing with, and I'm let you motherfuckers know, you're dealing with an educated person. So don't come at me like that. Yes, I can cuss and huff and puff, but I can also go intellectual on a bitch quick. It's nothing to me. So you're going to respect it. I'm not putting up with no foolishness from anybody. Because black women and dark-skinned women, we've been taken for a joke. People have been coming at us in disrespectful ways, and I'm not having it. I don't take foolishness from people in my everyday life. That's not something that I can tolerate. Well, you got to respect me. You ain't got to like me, but your ass is going to respect me. And I give respect in return. I give respect in return. But anyway, my master's thesis at the University of South Florida, and I have people, I've mentioned this before, and I got bum bitches. Yep, I can go back and forth. I'm calling you bum bitches, hating on me, jealous and mad because I'm an educated, dark-skinned black woman. You thought I was supposed to be uneducated and, locked up in somebody's prison or on drugs or, but you got the wrong motherfucker for that. I'm not the one. Don't try it. And for you hating, jealous ass motherfuckers, you'll never be able to take away my master's degree. You can say whatever you want and I can do whatever the fuck I want with it. You'll never be able to take it away from me. And I earned mine. I earned it with my brain. Okay? Because I know, let me tell y'all something. On them college campuses, a lot of people ain't earning it. A lot of them ain't earned. But a dark-skinned woman, this dark-skinned woman had to earn it. I couldn't use my my non-dark. We're gonna keep it clean here. We're gonna keep it clean. We're gonna keep it clean because I could go. I could go. I could go. I could go, honey. I could go. I could go. Don't get me started because I don't like for people trying to come for me like that. But those of you that would like to, let me Ayn Rand. For those of you that are interested in who Ayn Rand is, this is Ayn Rand. You guys need to. I think her theory is interesting. I tend to like to read about people whose theories and opinions and philosophies I may disagree with. And again, that comes from my background as a political science, master's degree political science, international studies relations person at the University of South Florida. So, yeah, that's Ayn Rand. And I know I do not agree with her at all. I don't think you should be selfish. I think you should help people. I don't think you should just go after what you want in life only. I think you should be concerned with other people and how they feel. This is very, very important to me. Other people and their feelings. So that's Ayn Rand. For those of you that want to know, you can, my graduate thesis, you can go to my graduate thesis by just typing in Rashida Strober, University of South Florida, graduate thesis, and you'll be able to find it. Let's see if it comes up. It might be in the comments or something like that. There we go. The Scholar Commons at USF. So there we go. There we go. The impact of structural adjustment. This was my graduate thesis. It's right there. But for the haters, for the jealous ass haters, and shout out to all my major professors that was on my thesis committee. Yeah, it's the real deal. Yes, I had to defend it. That's what you do when you get a master's degree. You write the thesis and then you defend it. And they grill you. They grill the hell out of you. But anyway, it was on the dark-skinned people of Sierra Leone. So there you have it. So let me go to some of your questions here. Thank you to everybody that's watching. Laverne Jones said, denying the colorism doesn't help either. What I think we should do is just stop trying to educate people and just support each other as dark-skinned women. Now, I think you're on to something there. I agree with you, with Laverne. I'm not going to stop the education part, but to support other dark-skinned women, you're right. I can't even argue with that. I can't even argue with that. You on to something there. And Way Too Real said, I understand where you are coming from. Plagiarism is rampant, especially on you. Yes, they steal all the time. They constantly steal. Way Too Real said, are you the one who had some sort of legal issue with the Tommy Sotomayor guy? He was crying online about some Kevin Samuels guy. Oh, yes, I am. I'm glad you asked that question. I'm currently in a legal battle. He's plagiarized let me use the correct terms. He infringed on my copywritten material, my intellectual property, and I sent a cease and desist letter. He continued to ignore it, so I was forced to file a federal lawsuit, and I'm asking people to support me. This is actually the first of its kind, really. I mean, he's done this to other people, but I'm standing up for myself, and this is a new movement, and I'm asking y'all to support me in terms of the legal costs. It's costly. It's not easy. Let me tell y'all, it's a war. So if you want to support, you can go to my Cash App. Once again, my Cash App is $rashidalala, and I'm gonna throw that in the chat box in a few seconds. That's the Cash App. And my PayPal is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. So yes, currently in a lawsuit right now as we speak. Yep. So make sure y'all support me financially, those of you that can do so. Also, make sure you like the video. Make sure you share the video. Make sure if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And make sure you hit the notification bell, because a lot of people, for whatever reason, they're not getting notified when I go live. So make sure y'all do that. Let me continue to read, because I got to get better about reading the chat box. Way Too Real said, who publishes you? I'm writing a book but don't have publishing. I'm working on a master's at the University of Arizona in African American history. Congratulations. Well, I am self-published. Yeah, and my thing is, in the day and age we live in, where you can publish your own work, if you got the discipline to do it, just go on and do it. I self-publish. When I was writing my thesis at the University of South Florida, and as you know, you're working on a master's degree. When you're writing a thesis or a dissertation, that's a book. So I said, if I can write a thesis, I can write a book, because that's what it is. I mean, there's books of different kinds. Some books are, you researching, and then some books you are just writing your thoughts and feelings and things like that. But you can self-publish. I self-publish. I mean, if you want to go after a publishing deal with a major publishing house, of course, having that kind of financial backing is awesome. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that being a self-published author is easy, because you're responsible for doing everything. But again, you have a lot of control over your product, and you can self-publish. I am a self-published author, and people have tried to downgrade and denigrate me for that, but that's nothing more than jealousy and envy. I've written a multiplicity of books. Let's go to some of my books here. Let's see. Darkism. Let's see if I come up. Okay, so here's some of my books on Amazon. You can get them off of Amazon. You can also go to my website. The books are there. But my books include, let's see, we got Darkism on here. We've got I'm trying to see the other ones. We got Darkism. We got A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge. I thought that all the books would come up. There we go. Okay, there's the books that are available on Amazon. Darkism, A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge, and How to Be the Hottest Dark-Skinned Chick on the Planet. Token Dark Girl is on here as well. Token Dark Girl. I believe it's on here as well. Where is it? Token Dark Girl. Oh, there it is. I didn't recognize the cover. That's it. Okay, so we got Token Dark Girl. If you go to my website, darkskinactivist.com, once again, darkskinactivist.com, the books are also on my website, and they are a little bit cheaper if you buy them off of my website. All right, so yeah, but I hope that answers your question. Go back to the chat box. Let's see. I support content creators. Say you can publish your own book, but can't go to the corner store, buy a 9V battery and reset that smoke alarm. No, unfortunately not. Why don't you do this? Cash out me at $rashidalala, and then what I'll do is go buy that 9V battery. Laverne said, what I meant was arguing with those who are in denial is a waste of precious time and breath. The focus should be on educating those who want to learn and be supported. Oh my God, you're so right. I can't agree with you more. I have no rebuttal for that because you're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, some of these people, they understand and they know that darkism is real. They know that colorism is real, but they don't care. It goes back again to the selfishness. Some people are just selfish. They only care about themselves, and they cannot empathize with other people. They cannot feel other people's pain because of the position. They might be in a more privileged position. And sometimes when you are in a privileged position and you comfortable, you can't feel for other people. Some people lack empathy. And I don't care how much money you got, how much status you got, how light your skin is, or, what type of position that you're in. You should never look down on people, because one thing I could tell you right now, let me tell you this right now, especially in this country, a person could be up one day and down the next. You could have it all one day. I know people like that. You could have it all one day in terms of material wealth, and the next day you could lose it. Nothing's guaranteed, especially in this part of the world. It's dog eat dog. So to not empathize with other people, to not have an understanding for the struggles of what someone else is going through, to me, it just doesn't make sense. And I'm not saying that you need to necessarily agree, because I don't agree. I'm not going to go along to get along. If I don't agree with something and I don't think it's righteous and moral and right, I'm not going to sit there and agree with it. But does that mean that I need to treat people badly or to deny a person's certain experience? It doesn't make any sense to me. But there's so many people that's like that. That's why I'm making this live tonight, because I'm calling out the dark-skinned women that's like that. I'm tired of it. I've kept my mouth quiet for a long time, and I ain't come at y'all because I thought y'all we on the same team. But a lot of y'all, I found out, are not really on the same team because you feel that you are special. You're a special dark-skinned woman. This doesn't happen to me. I'm not in this category. I'm privileged. You know, I years ago, a couple of years ago, well, not a couple of, but some years ago, there was a person that I spoke to at length. She's dark skinned, but she isn't the typical dark skin. You know, her hair is so-called good hair, what Black people would call good hair. You understand? And she understood that she had more privilege than dark-skinned women who are the average everyday dark-skinned women that looked like the phenotypically classical African woman. She didn't have that same look. But to her credit, she was able to recognize that and empathize with my plight. So that's what I'm saying. But it's a lot of dark-skinned women I'm finding out that are, they do have the phenotype of the classical African dark-skinned woman and the hair. And because they have a husband or a boyfriend or two or three, they don't care about what is going on with other dark-skinned women. They could care less unless it's something for them to use or to take for themselves, like we're talking about YouTube, where they be stealing, or these celebrities where they can steal. The ones that some of these celebrities now using dark skin as a crutch, as a marketing tool, whereas they know they don't give a damn. They got privilege. That's an example. You dark skinned women out there that are celebrities that's talking about dark skin now, y'all ain't no good because y'all got privilege. Y'all got money. Y'all got platform. People like Lupita Nyong'o. I don't feel sorry for you. You sitting up there trying to pimp dark skin now, but when you first came out on the scene, you had nothing to say about being dark skinned. You, going back to Ayn Rand's theory of objectivism, honey, you were focused on your own self-interest of getting roles in Hollywood. You weren't worried about no aggregate of dark-skinned girls and women. You were not. It's all about you. I see right through the bullshit. I see right through you. Okay? Well, I support content creators talking about Lupita got a working smoke alarm. Well, she got millions more dollars than me. I would think she would. I would think she would. I would think that she would. But yeah, these celebrities, they not sitting up here worried about no dark-skinned women like that. They worried about using the dark skin now that I done made it pop as a marketing tool for themselves. It's all a part of the selfishness. So I wish y'all would stop. I wish y'all would really stop and think and just consider other people's feelings. I think that if people in this world, y'all, and this is a human thing, this ain't a dark skin thing, a white thing, a black thing, a green thing. This is a straight up human thing. If people in this world would consider for one moment how other people feel when they do certain things, I think the world would be so much more peaceful. I think people would just, if people would just say, okay, how would my action, if I do this, affect this person? Y'all want me to I'm going to take the thing off of Ayn Rand. How would my actions impact this person? If people would simply think about that, we would just be, that's one of my greatest wishes. And I try. I am not perfect, but I try so hard. I try to consider other people's feelings. I'm a feely type of person. I never try to hurt a person's feelings intentionally or do bad shit to people, ever. I have no agenda except to eradicate darkism, racism, and colorism. That's my agenda. I don't have any hidden agendas on people. I'm just a straight up, straightforward person. By no means perfect, but I'm just saying, one of my greatest wishes for the world is that people would just take 1 minute to say, how would this How will my actions impact the next person? We can't operate under Ayn Rand's theory of objectivism. We cannot. We can't. It doesn't make any sense. Because the world, if we operated under Ayn Rand's theory of objectivism, the world would be completely chaotic. So I'm sorry, Ayn Rand. May you rest in peace. But you're wrong. I can't agree with that as it relates to dark-skinned women. So yeah, that's what I said. I have to say tonight. I want dark-skinned women. Stop being. Some of you are selfish. You got your man, and you think that okay, I got my man. You get yours. It's that mentality. But you should care about whether or not other dark-skinned women and the little dark-skinned girls and the black women and the little black girls that come behind you, you should care about whether or not they're going to have a husband. That should be your concern. You shouldn't be just simply worried about yourself. Zara says, black men don't want me because I'm dark-skinned. So you said I date out. And a lot of black women, dark-skinned women do that nowadays. And I'm going to tell you that there are black men that will date you. I'm not going to sit there and jump on that bandwagon. I'm not a swirler. I'm opposed to interracial dating. I'm not going to ever do it. I've never done it before. I have no interest. There are black men out there that will date and love you. You just have to keep the faith and realize that there are literally billions. They're there. We can't just give up hope because of 1 or 2 or 3 bad experiences. We've all had bad experiences. Even in the non-black dating world, white people with white people. You think that white women are not having bad experiences with white men? Or Hispanic women are not having bad experiences with Hispanic men? Or Indian women are not having bad experiences with Indian men or Asian, and on and on. Every race has that. You can't just write off your whole race. The good black men are there. I will always, I'm a diehard believer in that. I'm not going to sit here and throw black men under the bus. I am not going to do that because I know I'm wrong. I know in my heart that that's not the right thing to do. But yeah, just dark-skinned women, just consider other dark-skinned women. Even if you have your husband, you got your man, okay, that's great. But there's some dark-skinned women that don't, and they got some issues going on, and they would like a husband or a man too, and you should be empathetic towards them, and you should pray for them, and you should be helpful to them instead of bragging and boasting about the black man that you have or the man that you have. That's it, y'all. I want to invite everybody again to make a contribution to my Cash App. It is $rashidalala. It's in the chat. You can also go to my PayPal, ice cream lady dream at yahoo.com. Like I said, I am in a legal battle and I need financial support in the fight against darkism. And I want to thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a wonderful evening.